little stressed by something, yeah, you said.
Oh yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? I'm listening, Isabella. I'm listening. Let me just
My
put Beena here.
landlady got a new pup, and that day was like the first day that I had to deal with the pup.
Ah,
And I decided to give it a shot about like how well she would do here in my office. And she was driving me insane.
ah. In what way?
Just she was exploring everything, which she's a pup. I know that she's gonna do that,
Ah,
but I've got several things that are quite dangerous for her. So
yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like if she were in here right now, you'd see me constantly looking under my desk, constantly turning, and
Ah,
I just doing that for an hour long drove me insane to the point
yeah.
that I wasn't getting anything done with affiliate marketing.
Yeah. So what remedy did you take? Did you just shut the door on the pup or what?
She's in the kennel.
Ah, wow. How
There's
did
even
that come
more
about?
dangerous things for the pup to be wandering out and around alone. So
So your landlady got the pup, but she's not there to look after the pup?
she works.
Wow, that's kind of like quite an assumption that you take care of a puppy for her.
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't assume I'm going to take care of the pup.
Well, who will if you're not there?
I mean, good point, but like, I don't feed it, I don't give it water. It is
Right.
in the
Well, I
kennel
mean,
most of the
still,
day, but I do let it out every few hours.
right, right. But I mean, still, the pup, if it's going to be on its own, it'll probably cry and all that, no?
There is another dog. We
Ah,
still have Hazel. So, and I'm kind of kennel training the pup right now.
right. But I mean, what
So,
happens if you just ignore the dog and keep your door closed all day?
well, that's the thing. Yes, she will cry, but she mostly lays down. Like, there's only one
Ah,
time where she's had an incident in the kennel that injured her. She got her paw stuck under one of the bars coming out of the kennel
mm, mm, mm.
and continued walking without realizing that it was stuck and kind of pulled on her own leg. Um, One incident that scared me was she got stuck in between the bars.
Yeah. Where's
Um,
the kennel outside or?
Inside, it's in
Oh,
the laundry room.
oh, I see. Okay. I wasn't sure what you meant by kennel. I thought she was at the place. So, okay. All right. So the problem's pretty much been resolved for the most part then, yeah?
Yeah, she's pretty quiet when she is inside the kennel. It's a lot easier to deal with.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
But I've kind of been thinking, and I'm not sure if mm, I want to pursue affiliate marketing, but I'm not doing so good with it right now. So I'm not motivated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That happens when
So,
we don't get immediate success, you know. It happens. It happens. Takes some motivation. Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
so what I'm currently doing is, well, I like to play video games, and there's a video game I think I told you I played for a while, but got out of it called League of Legends. Did I
Ah,
mention
yeah,
that at
yeah,
all to
yeah,
you?
yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So, last Thursday or Friday, yeah, last Thursday or Friday, I decided I'm going to go set up a new account in my preferred name with my preferred details and all that. And I'm going to start streaming.
Wow.
And that's not going well at all. And my intention was like, I want to stream my path to pro.
Ah,
I
ah.
don't want to just finish off with diamond or challenger in the ranked system for League of Legends. I want to go to competitions.
Wow. 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 Cool. Cool.
I want
Cool.
to have some fun outside of just
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
player against five others, even nine others at
Gotcha.
times. And well, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. I
Excellent.
haven't played League for a while. I just got up to level 9 today.
Yeah.
After one game, I've only won 2 games out of a lot.
Wow.
But this last game, I actually encountered someone that would have turned me off of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was very toxic right from the start, just by saying, I like to play Aurelia. I don't know if you know who that is in League.
I don't know the character specifically, no, but I understand the concept. Yeah.
Okay. So this player, I went top lane with him, and he immediately put in chat, Aurelia, go away.
Interesting.
Clearly, he wants top lane for himself. Fine, big fucking deal, whatever. I'll go help a different lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So I left, but toward the end of the game, he started throwing out surrender votes because we were losing, saying, just end the fucking game. We're done. Like, there's no point to finishing it. And I was like, no, there actually is a point. We're only here to have fun.
Exactly. And learn.
And he said, you all suck. And I started speaking out against him. So he started targeting me specifically. Yeah. He said, like, you probably don't even know your own champion's abilities. And I was like, if you actually looked at the match history, I've only played as this champion. Sure, I've been defeated. But there were games where I did really well. There were games where I sucked.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because I'm learning.
Exactly.
I even threw out, like, I decided yesterday to hire a coach because I want to go pro.
Wow.
My thought process on that is I'm not quite to ranked.
Yeah.
Which means I'm in a better spot to start learning because I have less bad habits.
Exactly.
So I paid for a coach.
Yeah.
And okay, I paid for a year-long subscription to coaching and learning courses.
Excellent.
The courses kind of turned me off because they're just video courses where they're doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're showing you in-game, which is a whole lot easier than when it comes to affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
it's okay. I just want to make a real quick comment. You know, that jackass, they toxic people are around in anything to just make the understanding that he's not the game.
So,
right?
When I was looking into this company that I'm going through for coaching, they said, specifically referring to tilted people, if they start calling you out for sucking, they're more likely worse.
Exactly.
Guess what I noticed about this player?
Exactly. And he's not the game.
I never saw him leave top lane when everyone was grouping up. So he never participated with anybody. He was demanding people to come top lane, even though he flat out told me to leave. I went top lane with him at the start. He told me to leave, and then he called up one person onto top.
Yeah. So
that person wasn't even listening to him as he was calling the shots, whatever. Big fucking deal. Wow. But he specific at the end of the game, we threw out 2 surrender votes. 2 people voted yes, surrender. 2 people voted no. The third one, I think, abstained. Whenever a surrender vote would come out, I would be like, just finish the game. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a game.
Right. And you're there to have fun. And also, he was a fantastic example of how not to play.
Exactly.
To play and really play well, you need to have leadership skills. You need to have cooperation.
You need to have
skills.
teamwork.
You need to have
it doesn't matter about leadership. Exactly. It doesn't matter about leadership.
Right, it's what I'm saying. You also have to have follower skill because it's collaboration. So it's both together. That's where I was heading with this, right? It's leadership and followership and playership. You need to have all of those skills and also the skill of combining people, and creating a nice mood and not letting jackasses like that ruin, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest right now. Like, that player did tilt me a little.
Right, but that's what you
But
got to
here's the
practice if you want
fun
to be a
thing.
good player,
Here's the
right?
fun thing.
Yeah,
I actually was watching a course on tilted players and how to tame them and how to keep yourself from tilting.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
I feel like I could go in and do another game. I'm not right now because I recorded that game.
Ah, good.
And I submitted the video that I have recorded for review from professionals.
Excellent.
So I'm not noticing anything with it, but
I'm listening. I'm just getting some ice cream.
I'm not noticing with anything on the video. It is a 33-minute long video, so it's likely under review by someone.
That's fantastic.
If not, it will. If not now, it will be soon. And then that person is going to give me feedback. And I specifically said, I'm new to the game, but I want to know what I did wrong so I can correct that now instead of learning that when I'm ranked, and it will be harder to correct.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good. Very good. Very good.
But like, I threw out that I had coaching in that game, and the toxic player said, "You're wasting your money." And I said, "That is not your call to make."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know,
As long as I learned something, then my money was not wasted, and it's not your call to make. You have no right to make that call.
yeah, you know, the number one rule with toxic players, and I have a whole course on toxic people. You know, it's called the psychology of the superiority paradigm, and that's
Yeah,
where they
he thought he was superior, but no teamwork skills at all.
right. Exactly.
Very, very hard to get along with. So in the end, I honestly feel like I was superior to him because I kept my cool during that time. I don't feel like anything that I communicated to him threw off the impression that I was angry. I was acknowledging what he said without, but then saying, whether I get coaching or not is not your call to make. As long as I learned something, it's not a waste. But in the end, you're the one that's deciding it's a waste. So back off.
Yep. Yep. In that program, we call the, you know, those people BMNs, bullshit manipulator narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
And also they are, you know, we understand them from their psychology, and they are a black hole psychology. That's what we call it.
You know, I
Because
might actually throw that term out the next time I encounter one. Is like, just okay, BLM, BMN.
BMN.
What does that mean? Bullshit, manipulator, narcissist.
Right. But here's the thing that I'm trying to say. There are black hole psychologies. And in any black hole psychology, or when you know when a black hole, you can't get near it. It sucks you in. Right? So there's nothing you can do to them. Whatever you send at them, they suck in, and you just feed them. Right? You
Right.
can't fix a
So,
black hole. Exactly. You
and
just
that's
feed them.
the reason why I say I might throw that out there just to be like, dude, you're gonna try and tilt me.
Yeah.
You wanna know how much I care about you?
Yeah. Right. So
I'm gonna use generally a naughty term. If you look at the camera, so on my hands, it's not intended to you. I'm using it as an example here. But if you look at the camera, this is how much I care about you.
Exactly. So the key is, you know, with BMNs and with these toxic people, is to not interact with them. That's absolutely key and essential.
And I didn't for a while, other than like most of my comments were out toward the team.
Yeah. Because you know
he would throw in a surrender vote and say, "Give up, we're gonna lose, it's not worth playing." And I would say, like, just play to the end. It's a game. Just have fun.
Their psychology is so predicated on superiority and hierarchy and dominance and being the best and winning and all this. They can't bear to not be winning. So they never learn through their mistakes. So they never get very far. And also they absolutely feed on your negative energy. So this is something very important to understand. That's why you can't interact with them.
Do you feel like from my comments I gave off any negative energy?
Right. They will purposely aggravate you simply to feed off that annoyance and irritation. It makes them feel superior.
I know. I saw that when he was targeting me, and yes, like I said, it did tilt me a little.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've kind of removed myself from that situation now, and I'm like, okay, it's a game. It's nothing but a game. And I even said that. This is nothing but a game. We're all here to have fun, and we're here to learn.
Exactly.
If he wants to go pro, he needs to learn how to not get tilted.
Right.
And he needs to learn how to do teamwork. Exactly. Honestly, I can see myself going pro before him in a long run.
There you go. The most essential.
I think it would be funny if we wound up on the exact same team and he brought up that this encounter, and I'm like, oh yeah, you want to know something about that? I recorded that whole thing.
Yeah.
And you did get me tilted a little.
Right.
But honestly, why get tilted at all? It's a game. We're all here to have fun. Exactly. This isn't our job. This is our playtime.
Exactly. Emotional control is absolutely critical if you're going to be a professional. That's what it means to be professional, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. It's actually one of the reasons why I chose that course to go through first.
Excellent.
The course that I chose to go through is specifically called Optimizing Your Performance. In this course, you learn about a peaceful mind, talking tilted and training and taming tilted teammates. You learn about the anxiety monster. You learn what it means to go pro. Exactly. And then you learn about health things. Exactly. So, like, these are all things that I'm taking into account of, like, hey, this is what I need to do if I want to go pro. You want to know what I looked at that game as? A mindfulness training. That's what I saw that game as, not a win or lose.
Excellent. Exactly. If our thoughts are on stuff that's not part of the game, well, you don't have your full capacity on the game.
Exactly.
It's like your computer's running additional programs and it's sucking your performance. No, you got to shut all those extra programs down. So, Mr. BMN, you do not even warrant, you aren't even important enough for me to ignore. To ignore you takes energy. I'm simply going to de-emphasize you. I'm going to minimize you out of existence. I give you the absolute least possible amount of energy that I can do.
I acknowledge you. But after that, I acknowledge you aren't important.
Exactly.
What you think, what you say is not important. It's a grain of salt. It's a speck of dust on your shoulder. So all you have to do is, if you look at the camera real quick, it's a bunch of dust on your shoulder. So you just go.
Exactly.
And, you know,
it's about
I know something. I learned something about this program that I don't like. I spent $100 for access to this for a whole year, but they have a point system that specifically lets you get the coaching. That point system does not automatically refill. You have to purchase those points. So I can upload videos only if I have the points to get the coaching on.
No, that's kind of a bit of a jump.
The only thing that I have unlimited access to for the whole year is the courses. So that tilted me a whole lot worse than that one player did, because now I kind of feel like I wasted my money.
Yeah.
Because now they're telling me, like, I want the coaching. I don't necessarily want the courses. I want coaching.
Mm.
I know a little bit about top lane. I played League of Legends before. Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm limited on the coaching. And if I want coaching from like grandmaster level, diamond, like people who are ranked high, those are the people I want to learn from, so I can match them.
Yeah.
But if I can't get there through, if I can't get the points, I can't learn from them.
Yeah.
And for 1,000 points, which is kind of like the minimum end of that, like I'm seeing 3 grandmaster ranked individuals online right now. The cheapest of them is 1,800. So I need 2,000 points just to get coaching from him.
Wow. And how do you get the points?
You purchase.
There's no other way?
No other way. You purchase.
Oh,
well 2,500 points is going to cost me $22.50.
Wow. And how long do you get access for?
As long as I have the points, I get whatever that session is.
Right. So for the 1,800 points, you get a session, which is how long?
However long they decide a session is. Like, that's up to the person training.
Interesting.
So, like, this company, to me, is still invaluable. I can learn. I'm willing to put money into them. But I thought that with the $100 subscription, I would not have invested $100.
Yeah. Well,
I would not have invested $100.
Yeah.
I would have bought the points to get sessions.
Yeah.
So I might ask for a refund on, well, okay. No, because the courses are still valuable. I'm interested in taking the course.
Okay.
So I think I'll finish off this year or try to negotiate, like, I've gone through the courses. I've learned what I need to learn for now. I'd like to end my membership, get a refund for the time that I didn't use in points. You're not giving up the money that I gave you. You're exchanging that for points.
Gotcha. Yeah. Also, those top pros and grandmasters, can you watch videos of theirs from YouTube and Twitch and
Maybe.
places like that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Watching videos is going to be very helpful because then I can kind of see. But here's the issue. I don't know the finer details to look for. So as a result, I'm going to see an overall play and be like, oh, hey, this kind of worked.
Yeah.
I would need videos that specifically go in and say, you want to do this, you want to do that. Well, those kind of videos are so few and far between. It once again kind of makes buying coaching worth it, because then instead I can upload one of my videos and be like, hey, coaches, what did I do wrong? Point out the fine details that I did right, point out what I did wrong, so I can take that and go analyze other videos that don't do that. Kind of deal.
I would highly recommend looking into Twitch. Because
I know of Twitch.
Obviously, it's I know you know what Twitch is.
That's actually where I was streaming.
Right. And I'm saying when people stream, the ones I've listened to at any rate, in various different things, they tend to give away a lot of free stuff. That
Mm-hmm.
just and people ask in comments. They ask a question, like you could say, "Hey, dude, why did you do that? What did that guy that you just wiped out and wiped the floor with? What did he do wrong? That opponent that you took a long time to kill. What were they doing right?" And stuff like that. So you can get a lot of value from the Twitch guys because they tend to be very free, and their value comes from advertising and sponsorships and things like that.
Right. So they have
Um,
no problem helping you out.
right, right.
But like
Also,
the other thing is their money comes from me. So if I subscribe to them, then they get a portion of my cut. They get a portion of what I pay.
right,
If I go in, I donate to them. That's how they get their money. And it's like, that kind of seemed really easy to me. I was interested in it, but I'm not necessarily into like get rich quick. It's nice and all that I do want to get rich quick, but at the same time, rich for me means doing exactly what I'm doing now. I don't have a job. I'm not
exactly,
worried about something.
exactly.
So
Also,
competitions that can pay me enough to where I can go a few months and then before I have to go for another competition and whatnot,
right. Another
that's
thing you can look
valuable to
into,
me.
beside the specific, because with Twitch you're gonna have to go through the different people. I'm sure there are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of people streaming League of Legends.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the
So
other
you're
thing.
gonna really research that and do the time and effort. It's rewarding though, because especially if you find a smaller Twitch a guy who's really good and who shares in a way that he
And at
shares
that
his
point,
how to play. In other words, he's
yeah.
coaching on Twitch because there will be some who will be coaching. Find them. The other thing that you can do is look into Patreon. And then you get to be like, Patreon. You give a little bit, you get, and usually all you get in the lower stages is you get an
Oh,
advanced
absolutely.
release, right?
But
But
here's
if
the
you,
other thing I could do if I find those smaller guys that maybe have like 10, 20 viewers or subscribers, I might
right,
be able to reach out to them and be like, hey, I stream.
exactly,
I have no one,
yeah,
but I'm wanting to stream and I'm wanting to learn League of Legends. Would you be willing to connect with me and we can grow our channels together?
right,
Kind of deal.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Look into the Patreon because at the higher levels of Patreon, there might be somebody who is specifically including coaching access,
Maybe. Maybe.
and then you'll get some really good coaching. Yes, you are still paying for it, but now it's like one-on-one type coaching, and they're reluctant to lose a Patreon at the higher levels. So that's definitely something that you can look into. Also,
Absolutely.
somebody on those Twitch channels, you can say, "Hey, dude, are you interested in doing some private coaching?" And you know, you'll be surprised what people are willing to pay or accept. You might get away with paying not very much.
I'd be willing to pay like I'd be willing to offer like $20, $30 for an hour
There
of
you go.
coaching right now.
Exactly. You never know. Yeah.
These guys, I don't mind paying $100. I don't mind the point system. My
Yeah.
thing is like if you're gonna offer that pro, you've already guaranteed like $100 a year from this person.
Right. Right.
So what's the problem in giving them unlimited video uploads and feedback reviews? Maybe limit the one-on-one training because I have that at my disposal. I can go and ask a grandmaster for one-on-one training and pay him for that session through points. That's what I think the point should be more geared toward instead of uploading a video and throwing it out there for anyone to give feedback on.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you have lots of options. Like I said, just with some research, I suspect that you'll probably find on Twitch, if you look through the sort of lower ranked, I mean lower ranked in Twitch, not lower ranked in terms of their ability.
Right,
They don't
right.
have
Lower
many
ranked in Twitch
supporters.
because they're not well known.
Exactly, and they're looking to give really good value to get better known. You'll probably find somebody who, especially if you ask him questions in that way, You know, if they're one of those twitchers who read the comments while they play, while they stream, then likely they will just you can kind of suck the
I'm gonna
coaching
have
out
to
of them.
switch devices here for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Would
No
you be
problem.
willing to send this link to me through Messenger? The link to
Oh,
this
sure,
chat?
sure, sure.
Someone needs to go out. So I want to give it a couple minutes because how I'm training the pup is if the pup is quiet for a few minutes, it gets let out to go to the bathroom and whatnot.
Right, right. Are you still taking care of the pup, which is that part of your contract there?
No,
Oh,
I'm willing to let the pup out to go potty. I'm
yeah.
a little less willing to like monitor it and take care of it all day long.
Right. I'm just
But I
saying,
do
setting
help
yourself up.
out my landlady because like that pup, it likely can't hold its crap
Right.
for
I'm just saying though,
more
if you
than
take
3 hours, 4 hours.
yeah, I mean, just be aware. If you take on these responsibilities, even in small measure, you are likely going to set yourself up to be committed to doing it and to be relied on and to be responsible for it. So
Oh,
just be
and there's a
aware.
point where I will tell her no.
Yeah, yeah. Still, yeah, it's
I
tricky
might,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I told her like I might let Hazel and the pup in here, but even when both of them were in here, that pup was too rowdy, too explorative, and whatnot. So I don't even bring them in my office anymore.
Wow, wow, wow.
I tried both of the dogs in here twice. Hazel was just fine because she would lay down, be quiet, and all that. There were a few times where she'd climb up on me, but they were so few that it didn't matter. That pup is whining a lot, so I'm likely to go and close the door to the laundry room. Because that's the other thing I want to train is like, if you're noisy, if you're gonna whine, if you're gonna howl, whatever in the kennel, I'm gonna close the door and ignore you even further. Kind of
Right.
deal.
Right. So I mean, you're just gonna have to let that pup mess there a little bit so that the landlady can see this is not an ideal situation. Or, if she's gonna now take some of your rent for looking after the pup, well, that's a different thing.
I mean, I don't care. I really don't care. Taking them out to crap and then putting them back in the kennel is not so significant to me that I'm going to ask for a dock and rent.
Right.
If
No,
I
no.
was
Yeah.
required to have them in my office, play every day, I would seriously ask for like, if you're gonna do that to me, I want $150 to $200 docked off my rent.
Right.
Because I'm essentially their mom now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a situation. I'm just saying, be cautious because little things seem insignificant in the beginning, but once they become a pattern, once they become relied on, then they become a big thing. And
Yeah, I know.
then you can't back out of it. Once you set that pattern, then you kind of stuck. You see. So
Only pattern that I'm intending to set, and she kind of knows this, like, if I'm not in the mood to take care of a dog and they're getting noisy and whatnot,
yeah.
if Hazel was in there alone and she was doing what the pup is doing right now, I would seriously close that door and leave it closed all day long. I would not pull Hazel out of her kennel for 8 hours while Holly is at work. At around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, if Holly wasn't home, I would take Hazel out to go to the bathroom. But Hazel is a grown ass dog. She can hold her crap for a lot longer
Yeah.
than that pup.
Yeah. Yeah. So what made her get the pup? Does this make any sense?
Just Hazel has some minor separation anxiety.
Ah, interesting.
I'll be right back.
Is that the pup right there? Oh, that's interesting, right, Beena? You there, Beena?
All right, I just went and closed the laundry room door. Like I said, I'm trying
There you
to
go.
train a couple things at once. You don't get out if you're gonna be loud.
Wow. Wow. But again, you
Honestly,
taking
I'm trying to
responsibility
train
for
the pup
training
to
them.
just be like, I'm not getting out of the kennel unless Holly's home. Other than to go to the bathroom. Now I know that pup likely needs to take a crap because it's that time where I normally let them out. But once again, they're being noisy, and I want to reiterate, you get out when I let you out, not when you're noisy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let them sit for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll take them out if they're quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a major responsibility to train dogs. It's amazing.
I mean, I'm not giving them treats, I'm not feeding them or anything. It's just, you want my attention, you want to get out of the kennel, you got to be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm
Interesting.
using them to train themselves, and I'm just
Yeah.
using my actions of taking them out. I have to take Hazel out whenever I take the pup out, just because, brand new pup, I can't make it seem like the pup is getting special treatment.
Wow.
Otherwise, the other dog gets resentful of the pup, and things happen to where the pup can't stay here.
Yeah.
It is kind of a shitty situation for me because I did say, like, if that pup's going to impact my work, then I don't want it. But she got the pup all the way from Arizona, so there's no returning it
Oh, wow.
to the previous owner and getting her money back.
Yeah.
It's literally a one-stop shop to the shelter,
Yeah.
basically.
Wow. Interesting.
And that's kind of the other thing, is if I'm going to breed dogs and I'm going to sell them, you live in Utah, you live within driving distance of me, like no more than 20 minutes from me, or you're not buying this dog. I will not ship a dog out all the way across the country because I know if they don't want that dog, I'm not getting it back. It's going to the shelter.
Yeah.
I'd rather place it in a home where they're going to keep it.
Yeah.
So I like what Holly does with her dogs. If Hazel was being bred, then she has it in her contract that the owner cannot drop the dog off at the shelter. It has to go back to Holly if they no longer want it. Past like a certain period of time, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So like they have a time period where if they decide they cannot handle this pup, it comes back to Holly and gets sold again. I would put the same thing in the contract, but I would also say, like, in my advertisements, you don't live in Utah, you're not getting this pup.
Yeah.
If you don't live within a reasonable distance of me, and reasonable means like Sandy, no further than Provo or Ogden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna drive 5 fucking hours to see me and pick up a pup, I'm not going to risk that you're going to send that to a shelter, pup to a shelter.
Are you thinking of doing dog breeding?
Not anytime soon. I've thought of it in the past, but honestly, one pup is enough for me to handle, so no, I'm not likely going to do it unless I hire someone to take care of the pups for me.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of one of those people where, like, even if I could get pregnant and have a kid, I would hire a nanny. I wouldn't have a kid unless I could hire a nanny, because I don't want to deal with the tedious stuff of changing a diaper, of feeding. I don't want to deal with the crying, honestly. There's times where there's times where Tyler and I cannot be relied upon to act as the mother all the time. So I would want a nanny to essentially take on like the tedious chores and take care of the kid when we're not able to. But then it's our kid. We would still have a relationship with it. at the same time. I'm just that kind of a person. I don't like having the responsibility of taking care of someone in the way like a baby relies on me. So I would hire someone to do that kind of stuff, but like I would still be financially responsible for the child if Tyler wasn't making the kind of money to take care of it and all that kind of stuff. I know all this, and like I'm not flat out saying, okay, we have a kid just to say we have a kid and we're not going to take care of it. We're going to neglect it. No, I'm not going to neglect a child. But at the same time, I don't want to have that child be a burden on me. I want to enjoy my kid.
Right. That's why I'm concerned with the dog, because you're taking care of it, doing this, doing that, training it.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead to attachment, which it's inadvertent burden.
And honestly, you want to know something? I don't like the pup. It's cute. I like to enjoy it, but I do not enjoy being around it right now when I'm alone, because that means I have to watch it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would be very cautious of setting this pattern of involvement. The more involved you are, the more you start to care. And then, when the pup cries, it's going to affect you because you've already invested in this pup. Whereas if you just leave them to their own things and say, look, something got to be done. This pup is crying. It's peeing in the laundry room, whatever, it's not a solution.
I'll take it out. I'm not going to let that pee. I'm not going to let the pup pee in the house or poop in the house. I'm going to take it outside. But I've made it clear to Holly, like, as far as my responsibility for any of your animals, I am willing to take them outside, nothing more. I might feed them if I notice their food bowl is empty. And I'm out and about. I don't mind Hazel. The pup is another story. I do not want to monitor that pup. So I leave Hazel and the pup in the kennel most of the time. When Hazel was alone, that was a different story. I would bring her out whenever I was in the mood to have Hazel around me. If I wasn't, she would go in the kennel all day. That laundry room door would be shut, and I would take her out to go potty, put her right back in the kennel, and that was it. Now I'm having to do the same thing with the pup and Hazel because I don't want the pup. I don't want to deal with the pup.
It's problematic. It's difficult. Very interesting.
I'm not gonna. I don't have a problem with leaving it in the kennel. No. I haven't heard them whimpering. I haven't heard them barking. I haven't heard them howling at all for a little while. It's been 8 minutes. I am going to take them outside after I get my shoes on and let them do their business. They're going right back in the kennel.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So what's been happening with affiliate marketing, by the way?
Not much. I had one person get on a Zoom call, and that was last Monday. And I had when that happened, I had the pup in here, and I seriously was like, I fucked up that meeting.
Interesting.
I was so overwhelmed with myself. I was so stressed out. I was tilted because of my own actions. Yeah. I felt like I fucked up big time.
Good learning experience then. Good learning experience.
Here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
He still asked me for my affiliate link.
Everything has learning to it. It's amazing.
Yeah. He still asked for my affiliate link. He still asked for some resources that I was considering sending him. And, he's not going to buy. He has no way to attend the course because his Sundays are not available at all. And if he wants to watch the Sunday live session, he would have to spend another $100. So he's not going to buy just because of that reason. He has no time and he doesn't want to spend a whole lot of money on this. So I don't care.
Yeah.
but
Still though, for next.
I'm not interested in affiliate marketing as much right now.
Mm.
If I'd probably still do affiliate marketing to a point, like through streams. If someone asks what my source of income is, I wouldn't say streaming. I would say I don't want to rely on other people's donations. I'm not a pity party where I'm going to say, donate to my cause so I can play video games all day. No, I'm going to be more of a, you know what? If you go onto Patreon, you can spend $10 and get an hour where you get to know me and I get to know you. We can kind of discuss a few things and grow a more personal friendship relationship. And at that point, I might have things where I can help you out with your goals. If you want to become a streamer, I might have tools at my disposal to help you get started. And I might be able to do things with you at that point. So hinting on affiliate marketing, basically, through Patreon. You have to buy in order to get to know me, and I get to know you, learn what your problems are, what you're having issues with, and then I can send a link to something that could solve that issue. If they buy, I get a cut. There's there's 20, $30 off like a $2 donation.
Wow. There's a lot of ways to do things. A lot of ways to do things.
That's one thing I've thought about. And something I thought about when it comes to streaming is I definitely want to get involved in competitions to throw my name out there. And then at that point, what the heck? My name's out there. I'm in competitions. I can do streams. I can have a Patreon account. People want to donate to me, then currently I've decided like one of the donations for like $2, $1 actually, I think, is going to just be, you get access to the Discord where you can talk to me and talk to the community. At $5, you get access to early access to videos that I produce. You get firsthand notice to streams that I may only stream to Patreon or put videos up to Patreon. You get early access to that or exclusive access. At $10, you get access to servers on games that I might play. I'm going to probably say at $20, you get to play alongside me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For one game.
That's another reason to do some research into Patreon to see what others are offering. That you know what the field is, what the market is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like right now, I'm more interested in building my own name.
Right.
I want more of a passive income where I can have fun.
Yeah.
I can stream for maybe 2 hours and get like a couple $100 every day, enough to live off of.
Ah, excellent.
That's kind of where my goal is. I want time. I don't want money. I want time.
Yeah.
And that's what I have right now. So I'm more like, okay, how can I keep the time? Well, I'm gonna need to find a job. I have until the end of May. I have until June 5th to make $700 so I can pay for June. And then I definitely need to figure out what the hell I'm doing. So I have very limited time.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly stressed out. It's more of a, okay, I know what I have to do. But I don't want to do it yet. I'm going to wait until... There's no gun that I was made aware of. I did not search the car, but I'm going to wait until May because I know that I can get $700 in a month. Oh. I just know that right off the top of my head. All I have to do is... I think I'm going to be paying like... I'm going to need to find a place where I'm getting like about $1,000 per paycheck.
Yeah.
That way I can pay on my truck, pay on my rent, plus the rest of the money, fuck my other bills.
Wow.
As long as this is paid for,
There you go.
as long as this is paid for, and as long
Yeah.
as I have internet
Wow.
and my truck, because I don't want a repossession on my record,
Yeah.
fuck my other bills.
Yeah.
I want coaching because I can get a lot more money through competitions and a lot more time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pardon my French, you've kind of known for a while that I do enjoy swearing a little.
It's all right. It's all
I
right.
don't swear as a necessarily a show of I'm tilted.
Yeah.
It's more of a this is where I'm at mentally. This is what I think of this. I actually told one of my creditors today I lost my job. I have no way to pay you what you want. There is literally nothing I can do. And they wanted $500 to settle the account. Pay it off, just nothing left. $500 off of a $2,000 loan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to my truck. Honestly, out of anything, I will say to my bank, like if they say they're gonna repossess it, I'll be like, you know what? I'll do one better for you. Give me a couple days. I'll put liability insurance, and I'll get temporary registration so I can drive it. I'll drive it to the whatever location you want it, so you don't even have to pay for a tow truck. I don't want this truck anymore.
Wow.
I'd be willing to work with my bank saying, look, you can have the truck. I will give it to you. But my only request is that you just close out the account. You don't register it as a repossession.
Yeah.
You can have the truck. You got your security. You technically repossessed it. But
Wow.
please keep the repossession aspect of it, because I'm willing to give it up. I don't want this truck. It's been nothing but a hassle to me since I bought it. I'm willing to give up the truck, but I'm going to assist you. You give me a location, I will drive it there. Even if it's a location of one of your branches, I will drive it there. I will get everything out of my truck right now. I will clean that bitch. Drive it to the
Oh,
location,
that's
pull off my
that's
plates,
one way
and
to
walk
do it.
my ass home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
well,
your tow truck just goes to your bank to pick it up.
why?
They don't deal with me. They don't have to worry about me causing an issue. My only request is just keep that repossession off my record.
Yeah.
Hit my
Yeah.
credit, whatever you want. I don't care at that point. Just don't register it as a
Yeah,
repossession.
that's definitely a way to do it. Very good. Yeah. It's good that you're thinking it all through. That's the
I'm
key.
willing
Gotta
to
think all
I'm
these things
willing to
together.
negotiate with the people that I have debts with.
Hmm. Hmm.
As long as they're willing to cut me some slack, considering I lost my job, and frankly, I really just don't care about my debts. I don't care about my credit. I can bounce back. I don't need my car. But what I want is time.
Yeah. Yeah. Time is precious. Time is precious. That's why research is so valuable, because it actually leverages your time. Yes, it takes some initial investment into the research, but it saves you so much in the long run.
And that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to get better so I can go pro, so I can make even more money. But to do that, I need to learn from the pros. So I did a little bit of research on coaches for League of Legends. I
Excellent.
found coaches. I will be right back because I'm not going to make that pup wait any longer.
Sure, no problem.
I'm actually going to switch over to my phone. So
Okay. That's all right.
be back in a sec.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, I understand and appreciate the comment that you made and why you said it. But if I were to answer that question, I'd be contradicting what I said a moment ago. You say that all employees are entitled to due process, and after that due process, discipline will be determined. If I were to say anything else, I would actually be the idea of due process.
I'm here. I'm listening. Just making something to drink.
Astrid, go potty. Go potty. Go potty. Hey. Fine. Come on. Come on. All right. You're being too much of a nuisance. Jeez. Hazel, come on. I don't know if Hazel just went or not. Yeah, okay. Hazel, come on. Come on. Go home. Like I said, just one thing I made Holly clear on is I will take them outside so they don't mess in the house. That is all I care about.
Yeah. Well, she's lucky to have you. I mean, that's very nice of you to do. Because if you didn't do that, she'd have a mess in the house that she'd have to clean up when she comes home from work. Right?
Several.
Several. Exactly.
Likely several.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm switching back over to my computer.
Yeah, no
I'm gonna
problem.
wait until my computer's in the waiting room and then I'll log off. Okay. So, yeah, I don't mind helping out, but I don't want to be like the one who takes care of them. And I'm pretty sure I made that clear with Holly. Because she told me when I moved in, she doesn't care if the dogs are in the kennel all day. She'd prefer Astrid outside, which, yeah, I could do that. I could leave Astrid outside all day, and that way she can go to the bathroom. She has access to water. I can put a food bowl out there and fill it up. Whatever. But Hazel's the one that she cares the most about. Yeah. Honestly, I just kennel them both. If
You-
one
you
comes
what?
out, huh?
Oh, if one comes out, both come out. I got
If
you.
one comes out, both comes out. And, you know, I pretty much the only thing I want those dogs to see me as is the person who lets them go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Astrid was wanting to play outside, which is when I said, okay, you're just being a hassle right now. I was talking to Astrid and I scruffed her, picked her up, and put her in my arms because she was just going after Hazel. She wanted nothing to do but play.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
what she wants to do.
trying to
She's
make,
puppy. Yeah.
I know, but I'm trying to make it clear that when I'm involved, I'm not letting you out to play. I'm letting you out to go to the bathroom.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Both
So-
of them went to the bathroom. Now they're both in the kennel.
Yeah.
So I picked Astrid up to keep her from playing with Hazel, so Hazel can do her business and I can come in here and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
I can hear Astrid whining, so I'm not going to go and close the door this time because I have 3 hours before I need to let them out.
It's a lot of taking care of, if you ask me. You know,
Yeah.
it's not all of it. You're not feeding and watering them, but it's pretty much, it's half of the deal. Anyway.
I know. And
Yeah.
honestly, she asked me how I felt about getting a pup, and I said, in a nutshell, as long as it doesn't affect my job. Technically, it did affect my job, but I found out that the pup came from Arizona. So where the fuck is the pup going to go
Exactly. I mean, it's
at this point?
it blows my mind. Your landlady is forcing this on you. That isn't really giving you a choice, unless
If
you
I
want
had
to
known the
leave
pup
them
was in
the kennel to
Arizona,
make a mess. Yeah.
if I had known the pup was in Arizona, I would have said absolutely not.
Yeah.
You can get a pup, but it needs to be close enough that if you don't want it, you can return it to the owner if it's required.
Yeah.
Because I can't have it interfering with my job. And if you're going out to Arizona, I kind of feel like I'm not going to have a choice in the matter. If it interferes with my job, I can't tell you, get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's too much of a hassle on me. I can't deal with it. At this point, it's kind of like,
Yeah. On the other hand,
if Holly brings up that I'm not doing enough for the pup, I'm gonna flat out say, if I had known you were going to Arizona for the pup, I would have told you need to find a pup closer because I need to feel like I needed to feel like if it was interfering with my job too much, which it has been
yeah.
to a point,
Yeah.
then I'll be right back.
Wow.
Then I need to feel like I can tell you this is interfering with my job. I cannot take care of this pup, even so much as taking her out to the bathroom to potty every 3 hours. I cannot continue to do this. Please return the pup.
On the bright side, though, it does
Or
make,
hire someone to come in and take care of the pup.
or pay you instead of hiring somebody else.
At which point, like, that does even worse for me. Because then, like, I have no reason to leave that pup in the kennel. I'd have to bring her out here, and it would just cause me a lot more stress.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even give that as an option. Because and if she asked, I'd say, I have things that I need to be doing in regards to my income. I need to make sure I can pay you rent.
Yeah.
Affiliate marketing is the way I want to go, but I can't have that pup. I can't work with that pup and schedule my meetings around when you are gone if I have to take care of that pup. I can't do that. So I'm not going to be the caretaker of this pup.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be, you can't pay me enough to consider doing that without taking away the entirety of the rent.
Yeah.
My position is that officer.
Which honestly, you want to know something?
She has the right to be heard. She has
It might equal out.
she felt what she thought.
If she wanted me to be a pup daycare,
What I saw.
then it might equal out to where I'd be living here for free. But
Exactly.
at which point,
She will not be. She will not.
what
Okay.
happens? I have to go get a job if I want any additional income.
Yeah.
Sure, my rent's paid for free. I'm whatnot, but I still got to deal with food. And it's nice that my rent's paid for at that point.
Yeah.
But then I got to go and get a job, which means I'd be working 80 hours plus, considering Holly likes to leave and go out late at night, sometimes without the pup. And she may not be home when I need to go to work on my end. In the end, I don't see any feasible way that would work out. Whether I had to go and get a 9-to-5 job or whatever, I don't see it working out because she's gone from 8 in the morning to 6, 7 o'clock at night, which means I'd be working until 11 o'clock at night on my end. And I wouldn't have any time to play League of Legends and whatnot because I'd be too distracted with the pup. I wouldn't be able to do what I want to do. Every few hours, I don't mind taking some time, getting up, going outside with the pups, getting them to go potty, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I need breaks from League of Legends because I get tilted. So I don't mind taking 10 minutes, going outside, making sure both of them go potty, and then bringing them back in, putting them in the kennel, and then going back at what I want to do. I can deal with the noise, but I can't have them wandering around my office because there's too many dangerous things. I can't keep an eye on the pup and keep the pup silent in my office, but the noise is virtually unheard where they're at.
Interesting.
I'm trying to train them, like, if they're going to be loud in the kennel, I'm not going to open the door for them. And if anything, I'm going to walk in and I'm going to close the laundry room door. To further iterate, I'm not dealing with you right now. And that's the kind of training I do. They're quiet and it's time to go potty, I let them out. If they're noisy and it's time to go potty, I'm going to go close the laundry room door, let them stew for a few minutes, and then take them out.
Very interesting.
That's
what do you think the timeline is on getting income from Twitch? Or
too long. Too long. I'm not even going to worry about it too much. I'd rather try and shoot for competitions because I can go and get a job and make enough money to where I'm paying my rent.
Yeah.
I'd probably shoot for competitions specifically here in Utah that make a small amount of money so I can put that aside, save up to go for bigger competitions that may pay me for my travel.
Yeah.
Like they may fund the travel, so I just have to go. And at which point, I've got a little bit of income, money set aside specifically for further education, further coaching, getting around 2 competitions here in Utah and whatnot. That's kind of my plan. I don't know what I'm considering when it comes to just trying to think. That's the general situation I'm in. I want to use competitions to kind of fund going for more competitions, use my job for stabilizing my life right now.
Gotcha.
My creditors can go to hell.
Huh.
I will negotiate with them so that it doesn't hurt them as much. Like giving up my truck willingly, not them saying, if you don't pay us, it's going to be repossessed and whatnot. It's going to be like, okay, if you want to repossess it, I'm not going to stop you. Instead, you're probably going to hear this. Instead of hiring a tow truck, tell me when and where you want me to drop it off, and I will give you the truck. You've already got the title. I won't have to sign anything over on it. Just don't hit my credit with the repossession. Just close out the account, hit my credit, saying that the loan is unpaid, but don't list that you repossessed the vehicle.
Yeah, it's a good strategy for dealing with that. Yeah.
I care about my credit a little bit because I know it's going to be very hard to build back up. But right now, I have proven to Holly that I will not miss a rent payment.
Yeah, good.
I actually just recently paid for May. I'm 2 to 3 weeks ahead. I don't have to worry about May when May 5th comes around.
Excellent.
It's paid for. Internet and all.
Wow, excellent. Very good, very good. Yeah,
I
it's
even
good to
have a
hear
text
the game.
message saying I made the transfer. I made the bank transfer. And she specifically asked, are you still planning on paying rent this week?
Yeah.
My issue is I had to wait for this to go through on my bank. That was my final paycheck.
Very cool. Very cool.
Now I'm looking to try and get 400 some odd dollars from my mom that she is holding for me. It is my money that I'm grabbing from her. This way I can go and get a job and I would only have to make $300 to pay for June.
Wow, excellent. 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 Well,
But I only have till July in this house, and there's no guarantee that I'll be able to stay here after 6 months.
yeah. Well,
So,
if you're looking after the dogs the way you are, I'm sure Harley's not going to be keen to get rid of you.
Holly may have found another roommate.
Oh.
Holly's niece wants to move in after my lease is up. She's considering that.
Hmm.
And my fiance is still planning on moving out here.
Ah.
However, his time frame has been pushed back.
Ah.
I thought he would be out here around June or July, but now he might be out here around August, September.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because his friend came out here and they found a house for them. They don't know about a house they're going to rent out yet. So they're coming out again in about a month and a week or two to go searching for that second house.
Who's going to come out in a week or two? The niece?
No, Tyler's friend.
Oh.
Tyler is going to rent from a friend. And I wouldn't plan on moving in with Tyler if he was renting a room from his friend. However, his friend is planning on buying a second house and renting that. I got no problem with that.
Wow.
I can make sure my bank account is caught up, cash my checks, pay my portion of the rent. I would split the payment for the house in half.
Yeah.
We'd probably share a master bedroom. I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
We'd probably share the same amount of space.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That'll save you a lot in rent. Right?
So I did approach Holly about so my fiance's timeline got pushed back. He may not be out here when I expected him to be out here. So how would you feel about after my contract is up, going month to month until he comes out here?
Yeah.
And then she said that she'll we'll revisit that in a month or two, closer to
Um,
when the lease is up.
When is your contract up?
July,
July. Oh, so it was a short contract then, fairly short
6
term.
months. 6
Right.
months.
Okay. 6
Started
months.
on February 5th, so it ends July 5th.
Gotcha.
So we'll probably
Well, that's
we'll
convenient.
probably come back to it in June.
Yeah.
I knew that her niece is planning on well, not planning, but wanting to move in with Holly. I don't know. Holly is definitely going to want a secure source of income. And I would secure a source of income for her. She knows that I will pay rent before anything else.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I absolutely had to, like if someone held a gun to my head and a creditor called at the same time and the person holding the gun to my head said, get on the phone with that creditor and tell them to fuck off, I would say, I'm not paying you because if I do, I'm going to lose my living situation.
Wow.
So please do not call me again because I don't know. Please do not call me for a month or two because I don't know if or when I will be able to pay you. But I might have a better understanding in a month or two.
Right.
That's exactly what I told one of my creditors today.
Wow.
Only because like I got a text from them saying, hey, we haven't heard from you. So if we don't hear back from you, we're going to take legal action.
Yeah.
What legal action in the contract can they take other than going to court and having the judge say, yeah, this is owed? I can turn around and tell the judge, I have no income.
Yeah.
You're saying they have a right to garnish my wage. I have no wage to garnish.
Yeah.
I'm not on Social Security. I'm not on unemployment. I'm not claiming anything.
Yeah.
Therefore, my income is a big fat zero.
Yeah. Well, if you let them know that, they usually put them off going to court because it just costs them extra money.
Exactly. I told them just that. I've told 2 creditors I have lost my job and I have no guarantee that when I will be able to pay you. There is no way I can loan any more money. And there's no way I'm willing to. I don't tell them that I'm not willing to go and ask. I tell them there is no one who is willing to lend me money, which is true. I have no one in my family who would be willing to lend me a couple $100s to essentially pay off that loan.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to go out and get a loan for $500 to pay off another loan.
Yeah, no, that's
and get that off my record. Out of anything, I've got $400. I could offer that to pay off a loan.
There you go. There you go.
But then I would have to go out and get $700 in this month and May.
Right.
To pay for June.
Yeah.
I'd rather only go and get a job for $300 and free up a month here.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I'm thinking right now is just, how can I extend my time here?
Yeah.
Well, I knew I had this check coming. I used up my money from affiliate marketing to pay for March.
Yeah.
No, I used that to pay for April. Along with a portion of a check because I was about $70 off because of the internet bill. And then I just got this check, so May's paid for well in advance. I paid for April a week or 2 early. I didn't wait until the 5th to pay it. So I'm going to do the same with June.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good strategy. Well,
I could go and get a job for minimum wage, make $300 over May. When that second paycheck comes in, okay, here's $700. And then go and get a job paying a little bit more for making up the money for July, if my contract goes that far.
The police chief there essentially saying that this officer wanted to use their taser instead.
Yeah, it might
It
be really
would
useful
go
to-
until August, actually. Technically, my final day is in August because 6 months, the 6th month is July.
yeah.
So I would have until August 5th,
August 5, right? Not July
August 5th to vacate,
Yeah,
according to my contract right now.
yeah.
So I gave Holly easily half 3 months notice that I might need to go month to month on our contract if she's willing to let me,
Yeah.
so that I can have another place to stay without having to worry about like packing everything up right now and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on good terms with Holly. But also, here's the other thing. Yesterday, we just served my previous landlord with a notice to pay any remaining deposit, which she claims is nothing, and an itemized list of what the deposit was used for, and any prepaid rent.
Hmm.
We just served a demand letter for those 3 things. She has 5 days to respond. Failure to respond is going to result in the entire deposit being returned, all the prepaid rent, another $100 penalty fee,
Wow.
plus it can go to court if it remains unpaid.
Yeah.
If it goes to court, my attorney is likely going to request for $1,100 in damages, an additional $500 than what we're asking.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I can bring up harassment, I can bring up retaliation, because my landlady did retaliate against me during
Wow.
that time. And I do have record, not of the retaliatory action, but the consequences of said action. The consequences being my smart lighting would not turn on.
Wow.
So my smart lighting has a bridge that you connect into the router. The action that my landlady took was she unplugged the bridge,
Oh.
which controlled the smart lighting. The smart lighting was off when it was disconnected. Therefore, it only registered that I have power, but my last order was to stay off. Therefore, I can toggle that power. That light would only stay off.
Wow. And
She
and how
effectively
does it-
took away all my light other than what was coming from my grow tent.
Oh,
To
wow.
see in the morning, to see at night, when I would basically have to open up my grow tent just to see what the fuck I'm doing, or turn on a flashlight in my own bedroom.
Wow. Oh.
I'm pretty sure the judge is not going to be happy about that. And it wouldn't surprise me if that action cost her $700.
Yeah.
Because that lasted for 3 fucking days.
Wow.
I even mentioned it to a cop, actually. I have a police report of that. So the harassment is well documented.
Yeah, that's helpful. That's helpful.
I might get a couple $100 from harassment. I might get a couple $100 from the retaliation, if not
Yeah.
a whole month's rent back from the retaliation.
Yeah, it's not
'Cause-
something to rely on, though. You know, the courts.
No,
can be
it's
very
not.
fickle.
It's
Yeah.
not. But I mean, I don't care about the harassment charge. I don't care about the retaliation. I care about getting my deposit. I care about getting the damages dealt with that I incurred, the $1,100 I had to pay out because of the illegal eviction, which is extremely well documented. This whole case was practically handed to me on a silver platter. She takes me to court, or if she doesn't return my entire deposit, plus the money that we're asking, if she doesn't return the entirety of the money we're asking for, if she returns partial on that itemized list, anything, we're taking her to court. There is literally no way out for her.
Yeah. Must be careful with the attorney, though. You know, they can get expensive quickly.
This
So-
attorney is actually representing me for free.
Oh, that's who.
He's a
that's-
family friend.
Oh, wow.
My mom was talking to him, and he does similar. This, what I'm going through is not his expertise.
Yeah.
He's a different kind of attorney, but
Still, it's time stuff. So
he
it's not-
volunteers for people, for refugees who are in a similar situation to me.
Wow.
Therefore, he has some experience and volunteered to help me out. He's sending these letters. He's giving my mom information for free. We're not bugging him too often. I did have my mom ask if he'd be able to represent me in court. At which point, like, if this goes to court, I have no doubt that he is going to tack on the attorney fees
Oh, yeah.
for small claims.
Oh, yeah.
I have no doubt of that. I have no doubt that because this case was handed on to me on a silver platter, that I am going to win. I have no doubt about that. My damages will be paid for at the end of it. The attorney fees will be paid for, because there's no reason my attorney won't tack those on. And at which point, during the case, if my attorney decides to bring it up, I would love to bring up the harassment. I would love to bring up the retaliation. I'm going to leave it up to my attorney. But I did tell my mom, we need to tell my attorney about the lighting issue. I had to jerry-rig lights in the fucking bedroom when my mom and I were cleaning it.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I am not happy about that situation.
Well,
I am so glad that we're taking her to court. I'm so glad that thing is moving along.
it's good to get resolution.
$1,100, I kid you not, I would put that away and use that as a deposit for another place.
There you go.
And I've been good enough to Holly that I have no doubt that she would give me a decent recommendation. I'm not the cleanest. She knows this. And she knows that I'm okay with my cleanliness. Like, I've cleaned up my office. I've cleaned up my bedroom relatively frequently. I go like 3 weeks. Trash builds up and shit like that, and then I take it out like 3 weeks later or something. Most of the crap in my room is trash. So, like, there's no reason I can't just get up and take that out today. I likely will when I get tilted, because one thing I learned with League of Legends is when you get tilted, remove yourself from the situation, go for a walk, do something physical.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go clean my room. And lower the anxiety of that situation.
Yeah.
So I can come back and be like, okay, this isn't important, but I do want to look over this and see what I can learn. Okay, so now my request is pending. So I sent it in. It's now pending. So a coach has been assigned to my request. And within the next 24 hours, I will have some feedback.
In how many hours?
24. So exactly 1 day from now,
All right.
I should have some feedback on that video I sent in.
Yeah.
I don't really like how long it's going to take. But I don't mind because I don't have to play another game of League today. At this point, I'm more taking a step back from league and just being like, okay, I want to coach.
Yeah.
I'm not so much tilted right now as I am more like, I want to know what I did wrong in this game. Even
Yeah.
there was a tilted player. Our team was not very well built. I think we all had aggressive characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a mildly aggressive character. I'm not good until like mid to late game. I have to get like a certain set of items just to be valuable to the team.
Yeah. I mean,
But everyone else was hardcore aggressive.
yeah. So let me ask you this, just from a pure strategic point of view, with a team composition like you had, what was the actual expectation of doing well? Pretty low, no?
No, I wasn't expecting to win.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
seriously went in like,
Right. Right.
we
But
have an
with the-
aggressive lineup.
right.
This is not going to go well.
Exactly.
But I really don't care what the outcome is. I said that at the beginning
Wow.
of my recording to the coach.
Right. So how did
Like
you
I took
play
one look and was
individually?
like this. Huh?
How did you play individually? Not as, the team obviously wasn't ideal and was compromised with that toxic BMN
Yeah.
in there.
I
How did you do individually?
and that's what I told the coach. I don't want to hear anything about the team. I already know our team composition sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do to control these other teammates. I don't care.
Yeah.
What I do care about is knowing what I did wrong. So please focus on that.
Okay, so another potentially really excellent source of coaching.
I was one of the first people to choose my character, by the way. So
Ah,
out of anything, it's like I had nothing to go off when it came to picking my character.
yeah.
I seriously, that screen came up, Aurelia, lock in, done.
Something that you can really consider, which will probably be a great source of coaching, is to join a permanent team.
I know. And that is my goal. I do want to join a permanent team. However,
Well, initially,
you have this question to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm level 9 out of 30, and I am unranked. Why
Well,
would that
you better
team
play some
take
more.
an unranked player
Yeah.
versus a silver or gold ranked player who has been playing for a year?
Yeah, I mean, you might just have to join a much lesser team initially.
I'm honest, I don't care about the team.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Join
care
any
what
team.
happens up until the point I'm level
Right,
30.
right.
Once
even
I
if you-
get to level 30, I'm going to use the fact that I'm paying for a coach. That's going to be my leverage. My resume, like, I'm seriously I hit level 30, I will not play a single ranked game
Yeah,
until I find a permanent team.
yeah.
And I will
mean, you
say,
can-
I have a coach
Yeah.
who is training me on how to get good, really good. I am learning from grandmasters, masters, diamond level players, all that stuff. All I want is a team that is willing to take me on and rank with me
Yeah. But you
through
can
this
you can
entire
be in a
system
temporary
and
team.
go into competitions.
Right. I mean, you can be in a temporary team of all unranked players that are lower levels, just for the
I
practice.
don't care on finding them.
Yeah.
I don't care on finding it because sure, our teamwork is going to be amazing at that point. It is a valuable strategy. But right now, I'm not trying to focus so much on my teamwork as I'm trying to focus on my laning capability. I need to make sure I can withhold myself in lane. And right now, I have only proven that I can't. I have lost every single game. My lane, in particular, has gotten all the way back to almost the inhibitor mid to late game because the other team is way too aggressive for my character. There's one game that we lost, and I did manage to hold it fairly good into the game against 2 players that were playing squishy characters. I was facing off against an Ari and a Misfortune. Very, very squishy characters. Those 2 are meant for bot lane. And they were on top against me, an aggressive character. My character is designed for mid or top. I can handle other roles like bot lane, but I need to really rethink my build and all this other stuff before I can do bot lane. And I need to understand that my character is not meant for bot lane. So bot lane has a lot of ranged individuals. Mid lane has a bit of range and close combat, but mostly spell work, magic damage. Top lane is aggro. Blades, hammers, physical weapons most of the time.
Yeah.
So of course, my character has a bunch of swords that kind of dance around her. So she's geared more for top lane, but she can do mid lane because she also has magic damage attacks.
Mm.
So those are the 2 lanes I actually even put into my profile for when I go into draft or whatever that I'm going to be best at.
Wow. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I also did acknowledge one other thing in the beginning of the video when I selected Aurelia. I said, I'm only play as Aurelia right now. I know I need to learn other champions. I understand that, but right now I just want to learn this character. Once I can get good at this character, I'll go learn another and another
Exactly.
and another.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
But like I said, if I was one of the last people to be picking a champion, I would have tailored it more around the team.
No.
But I seriously want Aurelia. I want to learn Aurelia to the point that that's the champion in my mind. So as soon as that character selection comes up, click, click, done.
Mm. Sounds like you got a lot of practicing and playing to do, yeah?
We had an aggressive lineup. I acknowledge that. We could have won if we had better teamwork and no tilted players.
Yeah.
We could have won if we had better teamwork and no tilted players. One thing I like about it, the idea of joining a team is it opens up a different way of communicating, meaning we can get our own Discord server or Discord group chat and voice call. We can call out our shots over voice, not enter, type in chat,
If you're
enter.
gonna play exactly. If you're gonna
Yeah.
play competitively, you have to be on voice comms.
Exactly.
It's essential as
Exactly.
everything,
So
yeah.
because I don't have voice comms, because I can't really do the best with communicating, like my communication is limited, I'm more like, fuck that. I will get a team
You
that
can
will
get
rank
everybody
with
on
me.
Discord.
There's just no time.
Wow.
I'm not connecting into. There's no time really. Sure, I could send a link over the group chat right away.
Yeah.
In League, but then you have people who are backing out of the game, opening up Discord, putting that link in, clicking that invite, whatever. They're doing things on the back end, which only delays our start to the game. So there's no time to do that without making friends and already having a pre-built team where you can do that outside of game. Like if I had 4 other friends that were good with mid lane, bot lane, and jungle, then I would message those guys and say, hey, let's form a team, and then put a Discord link in.
There you go. There you go.
That's when I would do it, is when I'm not even in a game. Simple as that, but I have no friends on League.
Not yet.
Not yet, but like there was one guy who we worked very, very well together. Thinking on it, I can actually go back and find his username and maybe send him a friend request. We did really good on top lane. So we might be able to form a team. It was also his first time playing as that character. I believe we won the game.
Yeah.
Our teamwork was like this. Like I was playing Aurelia, They were playing Jax, and I was half expecting to get a message saying, go away. I don't want you. I want top lane alone.
Yeah.
And when I never got that, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stick around. Next thing you know, level 1, we got first blood.
Ah.
And then level 3, we got another kill. Level 4, so on and so forth. We worked so well together that he was able to dump a bunch of damage and I would come along and clean up. That's the way my character is designed. I clean up the battles. There's a straggler that is low health. I'm the one that takes them out. I'm an assassin character. I take out the people who are not doing that well. I do not go in and I do not. Okay, I do this, which is bad. I should not be the one who is first into battle. I should be last into battle, last out, because I do the cleanup. I take out the low HP characters.
Yeah, one thing, just
which usually are the squishy characters first.
There you go. I was gonna say one thing to pay attention to. You're putting a lot of analysis on just one game. When one has to look at tendencies and statistics over many games to see where you're at, because each game is individual, so you need to have that big database. So just be aware not to put too much stress and focus on analyzing just the one game. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very important to do that.
But like, if I wanted to go the route of building my own team, that's probably the only person that I would friend and send a request to. But I don't know if he wants to go
keep them
pro.
in a file, make a note, keep them in a file for later.
I don't know if he wants to go pro. And honestly, I want to join a pre-made team. I don't care about being the most prestigious team.
Right.
We could be iron level for all I care.
Yeah.
What I care about is within the team, I'm playing as if I'm a diamond ranked player, but I have never gotten to diamond.
Yeah.
Diamond being like the 3rd highest rank.
Hey, it's got to play. That's the thing with this stuff. You want to get good at it, you got to play hundreds of games, thousands.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I acknowledge that I need to play a bunch of games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what is the point in playing all those games if I'm only going to develop bad habits?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I've played maybe 10 games so far. I have bad habits.
I've learned so much about everything just from doing research, especially like, I played WoW at world-class level. All the games I played at top level. And I really did a lot of research. And one of the questions that I research is I say, League of Legends, what do you wish you had known when you started playing? And typically that's a question that comes up a lot on forums or wherever. And you'll find incredible points there, stuff to learn from. I mean, you'll find probably plenty places that have that question. Any group, like, a group on Facebook, a League of Legends group, you can search for that question there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Very powerful question to research. I mean, I really recommend researching that question.
There's something I want to mention. When I went through the introductory training to the mindset and just bettering your performance, the first statement in that introductory video was, there is a clone of you that is a higher rank than you. So you must ask yourself why a team will take you instead of that other version of you. Which is the reason why I'm not interested in building a team right now. Because
you
I
need to
don't
get to
want
max level before you start building a team. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to get up into rank. And then, like, I know there is another version of me that, let's say, is diamond ranked. And that player is ready to go pro. However, I don't want to go pro yet. I'm wanting to get ranked. Therefore, I'm going to find a team that is maybe silver or gold, mediocre in rank.
Right.
I'm going to apply for them, stating I'm unranked. I got to level 30 and I'm ready to go ranked. I have no experience in ranked games, but I have a coach who is teaching me how to play better. And I've had a coach since level 8.
Yeah.
That's what my selling point is going to be. I got a coach when I was player level 8. I've been coached practically my entire time in League thus far. So any other player applying for that, if they don't have that same kind of application, what is that going to say? Because I can say I'm being taught by challenger level coaches.
Okay, so a couple of options for getting a coach, right? I mean, yes, you can pay for one in what you're doing now, but also you've got the Twitches, like I said,
Right.
pay attention to those,
Right.
the Patreon, but there's another option. Look for groups that are League of Legends groups, and
Right.
then ask, just make a post in there that said, is there somebody who's willing to mentor me? Don't say coach, say mentor. There are plenty players who are willing to mentor. Is there, or you can say, is there a ranked player or pro, ranked pro, expert player, whatever, top level, who's willing to mentor me? You'll be amazed how many people are willing to be a mentor.
Like, I'm not surprised with that.
The same thing as coaching. They're not willing to be a coach, but they're willing to be a mentor. So ask that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see myself getting
rid.
rid of my account inside this company that I'm in now for the coaching, because like the courses, they're good. I've learned enough to where like, okay, so I can act on my mindset. I can control my mindset better, which is important to playing. And then one thing is I found like there's not a whole lot of courses on top lane. Like top lane, I have to go pretty far down. It's 14 courses down to find the first top lane. Three more after that to find another top lane. And that's it. So I don't care. But knowing that my character's top lane mostly, I'm going to focus on learning top lane, and I'm going to focus on learning mid lane, because I know that's where my character's good. Bot lane, it wouldn't hurt to learn about it so I just have a basic knowledge and can play a bot lane character. God forbid that my team requires me to do that for one game.
Well, all fun stuff. Like I said, just, I would Google the hell out of these things, and you can find everything. You just have to be diligent. You're going to get a lot of false links and all that don't give you much. But boy, if you persist, you will be rewarded.
Oh,
you just
absolutely.
find that one treasure box, where there's a potent community, people are willing to help, and do look up Facebook groups. I'm pretty sure there's got to be League of Legends Facebook groups.
My goal right now, though, is I want to get to level 30. Then I'm going to start looking for a team. Once I get in a team, because like, here's the thing. Would you be more impressed with a diamond player playing as if they're in diamond skill, diamond rank, applying for your team? Like, let's say you are ready to go pro, you're building your own team, and you're holding triumphs. would you be more impressed with the little guy saying, I've had coaching since I was level 8, player level, from diamond level coaches. I'd like you to just give me a shot in a tryout, at least.
Wow.
Obviously, like, you look at my match history, you're not going to see that I was ranked. But would you be kind of curious, like, this person's not ranked. Why are they applying for my team that's going pro? Look into their resume a little bit and then find out they've had coaching for a while from diamond or higher players.
Wow.
And then be like, maybe I'll give that person a shot in a tryout, like a 1v1 kind of tryout.
Wow.
And then maybe we'll do a couple games together.
You can do 1v1 in League of Legends?
Yeah, it would be a custom game.
In custom games, gotcha. I didn't play. I played a little bit of League of Legends, but I played Dota. I just remembered while you were talking.
Dota's a good one. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel Dota came after League of Legends, but
it
it's
did.
still good. It's a good game.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
won't
well,
play it.
Yeah, many prefer it, but it's personal.
Yeah. I prefer League.
Yeah.
But like, that's kind of my point is I'm going to go for, when I get to the point that I can go ranked, I'm going to stop. I might keep training, but I'm not going ranked. I'm going to keep my matches to casual. But I'm going to apply for I'm going to apply for teams that are ranked. And I'm going to say, my goal is I want to go pro. But I need to get noticed by a team first. So my goal right now is to help you climb up until diamond or challenger. From there, I will go out and apply for professional teams.
Yeah.
So that's my situation. I don't care about being a diamond ranked player. I want to be on a diamond ranked team. And I want to show that I'm able to climb to diamond rank as well through a team. So you get my point with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this training because I already have access to it. I don't want to do a whole lot of research going elsewhere.
Yeah.
Twitch is good. YouTube is good. But right now, I want to see coaches analyze me
Yeah. That's where the
and give
mentor
me
will come in
real
handy.
good feedback.
Yeah, I mean, even in a group like that, you can ask specifically, say, I recorded my game. I'm looking for feedback on this. Even
Yeah.
post it in the group and ask the players there to give you feedback.
Yeah,
You'll be astonished what
I
you
would
get.
seriously post a
Yeah.
private video where you have to have a link to see it. And like, let's say you had a group that had a rule of no links for League of Legends, but I came out and said, like, right away, I recorded this video. I don't care if you subscribe or not. I'm not asking you to. I'm not looking for subscribers, but I am looking for advice on my play style. Please click on this link and give me some feedback. Would you accept that in your group if it was based on like League of Legends?
Well, it depends how much advertising they allow, but yeah, quite possibly. Have a look. There are probably a bunch of League of Legends groups, so just see. Sure, quite possibly. Yeah.
Honestly,
All
I'm
depends
just gonna
on the group. Yeah.
I'm just gonna focus with what I have for now because I don't want to give myself information overload.
Gotcha.
I get overwhelmed very easily, and I think that's kind of where I started going wrong with affiliate marketing. I became distracted. I became overloaded.
Yeah. So practice that. Practice your focus, and practice listening to things as well, rather than just talking inside your own head.
Mm-hmm.
That will help a lot to keep you focused. It just sounds counterintuitive, but it helps one very much. You listen to the game, you listen to the flow, you listen to the rhythm. If you're listening to yourself inside your head all the time, it shuts you off to
Yeah,
being reactive and responsive. And in gameplay, it's all about being reactive and responsive. So just go quiet inside and just play, play, play.
exactly. And I felt like I was pretty quiet inside during this last game. When I would die, it was literally just, okay, move on,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, very good. Very good.
continue on and whatnot. I didn't feel like I was getting tilted because of my deaths. Because I had the intention with this game, I don't care what the outcome is. I'm getting coaching. That was my last game. Most of my games are more of a, I don't care what the outcome is. I'm learning.
Excellent.
Sometimes I would get tilted. Sometimes I wouldn't have fun.
Yeah.
But that was during the time where I was streaming and I was looking over at my stream and like, I have 0 viewers. What the hell? I was getting,
Streaming takes a while to build up,
yeah,
Nobody
and that's the
knows
reason why
really.
I'm like, no, I'm not streaming right now. Honestly, if someone wanted, when I go pro, what I probably will do is start up another account with League and start streaming again. But yeah, I kind of have like a little inside joke of how would my family react if I told them, hey, so you know how I haven't talked about income for a while, even if you ask me what my income is? I just said, it is what it is or something. I would blow it off or whatever. Yeah, I'm in esports. I go to competitions, and this is too big for me not to tell you about it. But I'm going to the World Championship.
Wow.
I want to surprise my family by saying I'm going to the World Championship. My little joke is, I don't care how well I do in the World Championship. I just want to say I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, would you be impressed if I came onto a Zoom call with you one day and was like, oh, hey, guess what?
I'd be happy for you rather than impressed.
I'd probably be like, this is, do you mind if I keep in contact with you through this and tell you when I'm playing? Would you be willing to block off time so you can watch? I'd probably ask you to do that just because I do consider you a friend.
Yeah, thank you.
So I've even asked my mom, like, I'm not going to ask you to watch all the games, but would you be willing to watch, if I went to the World Championship, would you be willing to watch the games that I'm in? I honestly think, like, I think that would, if I could get into the World Championship, one, I'm doing pretty damn good for myself at that point in competitions, to the point like I could go and face off against most other players and be like, oh yeah, I got this championship in the bag. I got this competition in the bag. There's no, these guys don't even compete with me right now.
There you go. Yeah,
I kind of want to do that. Just like participate in, sign up for a competition, and when they realize it's me, just kind of be like, oh yeah, I went to the World Championship. I ranked, I got to the semifinals before I got kicked out.
Yeah, it's all good.
And it's like, we don't even feel comfortable trying to get to the World Championship right now.
Yeah.
We don't even feel comfortable trying to apply for one of those teams right now, kind of deal. And it's like, and you went there? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I kind of want to get that reaction and see what happens, but at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll go easy on you. I'm not gonna give it my all in here. If I was gonna give it my all, you would all be screwed within the first few matches. If I was gonna give it my all, I'd probably be able to do it with a 5v3.
Wow. Yeah, it takes practice,
Mhm.
practice. And that research, research is so critical. Gotta work at that research. I mean, you got to really understand what you're doing in the game and all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of free resources out there. A lot of free resources. Yeah.
One of my rules, though, is don't be afraid to spend money on things that are gonna make you better.
That also.
And the reason for that rule is you only get what you buy. If you're using a bunch of free resources, it's likely that information is more geared toward iron or gold. Sometimes a diamond player might just be like, I don't care. I'll give out these tips for diamond level players. But their income is for the community. Therefore, they're going to put out product the community is going to look at.
Wow. So what's next on your list of things to actually do? I mean, planning is one thing, but at some point we've got to actually do our planning. So
right now,
what's first
I'm
on your
doing
list
my
of
planning.
things to do?
I've got a coach, which is the first step on my plan. Is I wanted to learn how to play League of Legends and go pro. So going pro is my long-term goal.
Yeah.
Right now, my goal is hire a coach and get ranked. So my action step for that is play a bunch of games and learn. Knowing that it's going to cost me a lot of money, it would be very beneficial for me to go and get a job.
There you go. So I was going to say too earlier, it'd be very useful to research all the jobs that you can get now instead of waiting for later. Now you've got time, you don't have stress, you don't have pressure. And, you might say, oh, that's kind of cool. You can pick and choose. If you go into it later when you need it, then you don't have the luxury of picking and choosing.
Exactly.
So that would be top
and
of
then
the
the
list,
other thing
top of
is
the
I
list,
don't,
right? Research.
yeah. Every time we've talked, I've only had 2 monitors, right? It's either been this one or that one.
Yeah.
I got my third one up.
Excellent.
I'm pretty sure I told you at one point, I threw it away. Yeah, it's right here. I'm pretty sure I told you at one point that this connector was broken.
Yeah.
I spent $10 and bought a new one, so my third monitor is working.
Yeah.
I love having it. I'm not gonna lie, I love having it.
Oh, it's
because
great.
I can play League of Legends.
Yeah.
I've got my open source broadcasting, OBS. Open broadcasting software is what it's called.
Yeah, I have.
But then I can have my internet browser open over here.
My NVIDIA graphics card actually has a streaming mode built right into it, which is interesting. I never did any, but I can if I wanted to. I have OBS too.
Mine likely does.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy OBS. I looked at their Twitch program. This is the reason why I chose OBS. I'm gonna have to turn my camera off. But I want to show you. Do you mind if I share my screen when this comes up?
No, go ahead.
If it wants to come up anytime soon.
Yeah.
Ah, it's popping up now.
Can be slow sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So this is definitely wanting to go a little slower, but I've got this program. It's loading in.
AI
Yeah.
AI avatar
So
program.
this, yeah, this tracks my head motion and will kind of act like, you get the point, right? Have you seen
How
those
does it track
anime
your head
characters on?
motion through the camera?
Mhm.
Wow, that's cool. What's this program called?
VC face. V,
VC Face.
the word
Yeah,
C, face.
yeah.
All one word.
Virtual character face.
Just random thing I found online.
Wow, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. I looked for
So
something like that a while back and it wasn't available back then, but I knew it would be soon enough. So
yeah,
good. Yeah.
I don't want my face up all over the internet. So
Yeah.
kind of ironic considering I want to go pro. My face is eventually going to be all over the internet. But
Not necessarily. You can always wear a mask. Can't stop you.
okay, except for maybe tournament rules, which, I mean, that depends on if I'm going world
You get away with
championship.
a lot. I mean, if you're wearing a like a COVID mask and dark glasses, what are they going to say?
True, true.
Hey,
And
I got other people
especially
around me.
nowadays, especially nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
When I get to the point where I'm in very professional territory for championship tournaments and whatnot, like tournaments that lead up to the world championship, then that's different. I won't mind my face being all over the internet at that point. But right now, I just want to look like I'm another player.
Yeah.
So if I'm recording a video, I don't want my face on the internet. If any videos were to go on YouTube, that face that I just showed you, that uses my web camera to track my head movement, then that's what I want them to see. But yeah. So I do agree with you. Getting a job sooner rather than later would be very beneficial.
Absolutely. And doing the research sooner is also useful because then you can, if you don't find something that's cool right away, you can wait a little bit, even if it's a couple of days, but it still makes a big difference. You're not desperate and then you don't just grab the first and nearest thing. So,
well, and the other thing is like, I want to spend money on champions. I want to get champions that I'm going to enjoy playing. I like playing Aurelia, but I want to find others that are going to be kind of like my play style. Which
research. Gotta research everything.
Yeah. Fortunately, like that information is very easy to find. I just have to go into League of Legends, their champion select, and just go click on champions that look interesting to me or are of the assassin type role and see how they're played on YouTube.
Exactly.
So like Rengar, for example, he's an assassin, but you can also jungle with him. Jungling is something I wouldn't mind learning. Once again, as one of those
Brilliant. Well, you got stuff to do, and me too. That's very cool. All right, I gotta go, Isabella. So next time, I'm very keen to continue with the course. I mean, I'm happy to chat today, but that's the focus. So I am keen to do that, and also it will help you in your gameplay, because when we get on tilt, it's all about beliefs, mistaken beliefs that are attached to feeling. It is precisely that connection between belief and feeling which is tilt. Yeah. So when you continue and you go through, you're doing your repeat backs and takeaways. Really think of this, what tilt is, and the connection between a misbelief and feeling, and that relationship between the two. Right? What is it that you are believing which causes you to feel, which is what tilt is? Yeah.
All
right.
Anyway, Have a good one. I gotta get off
Uh,
too.
all right, brilliant. All right, all right, very cool. See you next time, Isabella. See you next
See ya.
time. You feeling better? You good? Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, good.
I
Okay.
could jump into another game if I wanted.
There you go. Then that's a very good way to end.
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, bye bye, Isabella.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.